Hello there, beautiful people. I hope you are having a creative day. In this course, I will teach you everything about this amazing website builder platform called Wix Studio. By the end of this video, you will be able to create your own functioning website for yourself or for your client and make money with it. So, without further delay, let's get started. The first option to create website using Wix Studio is to use the template. So you can find the template right here. If you don't have a Wix Studio account, you can also start from here. So you can find some very cool pre-made templates. Now, when you are creating the website, there are a few things you need to consider before you choose what template is the best for you guys. And the trick for that is very simple. So here is a little secret for you. In order to find the best template, of course, you have to first see which template has all the features that you need. After that, you need to open the link in a new tab like this, and you will get, the seed website. Then go to this website called PageSpeed Insight, and this website is actually for determining the SEO speed and other scores. So it gives you the information about the core web vitals, which are some guidelines from Google and other search engines. Okay, so you have to find the template which has the highest score for SEO performance and accessibility. All right, so this website, you can bookmark it. I will drop the link in the description. So before you choose the right template, you can collect maybe 3 or 4 templates and then run the analysis on this website. The template which has the best score is the one you should go with. Okay, so for example, right here we have the performance of 50 on mobile and 80 for desktop. So it's good, it's okay, but it's not the best. All right, you will find some of the template that has a score over 90. So those templates are better than this one. So you can go ahead and run the analysis and choose the template which has the highest score. What I want to talk about in this course, though, is to create the website from scratch. So instead of just showing you where is what, we will create a website in real time. And that's the best method to show you the practical application of different functions. So let's start with that. When you start the Wix Studio website, the first thing you need to do is set the style of your website. It's really important and it's very necessary as well. So in the website style, you will have the typography, the colors, the maximum width, and the page transition. The first thing we will set is the color of our website. The most important settings here are the background and text and the action color. Now, in the background and text, you can set any color you want, and it will create up to 5 shades here. Okay. And this is where many people make mistakes. They just set one color and then get on with it. That's not how you do it. You have to set each color one by one because these color have their own role, especially the first, second, and the last shade here. Okay. So the first one is for the background of your website. All right. So if I set like this, you can see that it sets as the background. The second color, the second shade, is the background of your container or any other secondary design element. So if I set this one as red, you can see that the container background sets to red. And this is the problem a lot of people face. They wonder why this background is not what they want. That's because they have set the shade of the same color. All right. So you have to make sure that you set the color of your containers or any other secondary design right here. And finally, we have the color of the text. This one is the primary color, and this one is the action color. So you have separate section for the action color. You can use the shades here. So let's set the color of our website. First of all, I want to set the background, and I want to create something luxurious, a luxury brand. So first of all, I want to use a dark color palette. So let's use that. Right, so now I have a dark color. Hit apply and hit apply again. Next up, we have the background of this container. So it's a good idea to first add a container so that you can see what your website will look like. So go here and set a background for your secondary. designs like this, or let's use an alternative, something cream. Yeah, I think this one will be good for the text. Let's revert it back to the last color. I'm gonna set the action color as cream. Okay, so I'm using the same color for all the actions, and now our website style is done. After the website style, let's go to the typography and set the color of our text. In the typography, you have to be careful because this is where most of the people will make the mistake while setting the responsive behavior. So, what I personally recommend is that you set a maximum and a minimum value for your font size. So, I'm going to set a maximum value of 48 and a minimum value of 42. And what it does is that it confines the font size when you change the device. Okay, so for the desktop I will have the font size 48, for the mobile I will have the font size of 42. It will not go below or above this value. So this will make sure that your website is responsive and everyone can read the text of your website. And also make sure you have the scale text option on when you are using the maximum and minimum value. You can also change the style of the text. And right here, you can set the font of your website. So I'm going to set the pop-ins and hit apply. Do the same for all the headings. You can also upload your own fonts. So go to the website Google Fonts, and you can find many fonts there, free, of course. So you can get free fonts from there and use it in your website. Let's use the font size 40 and or 38 and 34. Another tip here related to the website performance is that make sure you use as minimum fonts as possible on your web page, because the more fonts you use, the longer it will take for website to load. So make sure you use at least 2 or 3 fonts, but not more than that. So I'm going to use same font for all my headings. Let's go for 34 and 32. Here, let's go for 30 and 26. The H5 and H6 are good for subheadings, and you won't often need it, but it's a good idea to set them because for the widgets, you will need the subheadings. So for H5, let's keep the range small. Let's go from 24 to 22. For H6, I'm going to go with 18 and 18. Okay, I don't want to scale this, so I'm going to set it like this. Okay, so this is the typography of the website. After that, we have the text here. So I'm going to leave the font as it is, but I will set the maximum and minimum value as the same font size. The reason I will tell you later when we will talk about the responsive behavior. So keep the font size same, um, and the font same as well. So 16 and 16, and here 14 and 14. This will make sure your website is responsive, and it will cut a lot of manual work you have to do later on. The third setting here we have is the maximum width. Now, what happens is that many people will view your website on different devices. Some will view it on tablets, some will view it on 4K monitor, and so on. And as they change the viewport width, the website width will change as well. And this can be problematic for your responsive behavior of the website. So, this setting makes sure that your website width doesn't go above a certain limit. So if someone is looking at, let's say, on a 4K monitor, the website will still confine in a 1600 pixel. So I personally prefer to keep it at 1600, the default value. The page transition here will, as the name suggests, add an effect on your page transition. So I'm going to keep it at none. But yeah, that's the website style. So make sure you do your research and create a proper website style based on your website's goal. All right. Here's another trick for you guys. You can go to platforms like Theme Forest, and here you can use this Chrome or any other browser extension called the Colorzilla. And what it necessarily does is that it picks up the color from anywhere on your desktop. So you can just hover your mouse, click on it, and it will copy the color code. Okay. So this will help you when you want to use the color of a website as a reference. We have another extension called What Font, and it will help you get the font of the website. Okay. So if you want to know which font a website has used, this extension will help you get all the information for that font. All right, so it's another cool extension. I will drop the link of both of them in the description. Now let's start designing the website in Wix Studio and talk about some layout tools first. On the top section, I want to add a slideshow. So go to your layout tools, and right here you will find a lot of slideshows. I want to use this one. So let's add this. And now you have a slideshow right here. Okay, so we have the slideshow right here. So this is the top section. Now let's go to the next section and add some more elements. So add a section. And in this one, I want to add, let's go to ChatGPT where I have created a demo website. I want to add featured collection, okay, to increase the conversion of our website. So go here in your text and add an H2 heading, okay. For each website, you will need only one H1 heading. We will talk more about that in the SEO. So keep the alignment like this and change it like this. Okay, so this is the featured collection. And now let's add some products. So what I'm going to do is I will add the Wix store, which is right here, and add this app to your website. Now Wix will add this app in my website. All right, so now we have the product page right here, the category page. And as you can see, the style of your website makes a big difference. Now we have all the colors set right in our website. Let's go to the home page and add a product widget right here. So go to add elements, and now in the store, you will find different product widgets. So add it like this. and like this. Now let's design this widget to make sure we have all the elements in our website right. Go to the settings, and first of all, you can choose the categories here. So you can choose the specific category if you have one. You can use your best sellers, or you can also use the related product. So depending on your choice. So for this one, I will recommend best sellers. Then go to display, and right here you can decide which elements you want to showcase in your widget. So I want to show a divider. I want to show add to cart button. And if you have an element which can be purchased in bulk, you can also use the quantity selector. I don't want for this one, so I'm gonna remove it. And I want to show the dots, the pagination dots as well. Next, go to the settings, and you can set the infinite loop. You can use the hover effect if you want. You can set it to swap image. If you have multiple images in your product, you can use the zoom like this, or you can use the border. So I'm going to use the swap image. Next up, we have the layout. So you can use the alignment of the product, gallery, add to cart button, you know, and so on. So these are different layout elements of your widget right here. You can also decide the navigation arrow. So I'm going to put them inside the product. The next important setting is the design, and this is where you can find all the settings related to the style of your widget. So let's design it. Go to the settings, design. First, set the product card. So I don't want to set the background because it's already good. If you want, you can set it like this, right? But I don't want that. I like it as it is. You can also set the corner for your images. So set them like this. Add a border. If you want, you can set the border as well. I don't want to add any border for this product. Next up, we are going to the product info, and let's set some changes to these text right here. So right here, you can see the text for the product. So what we're going to do here is, instead of just changing here, we will change it in the style. So in future, when you add more widgets, you don't have to redo the whole thing over and over again. Okay, so now you will get the white font for your pricing every time you add it. Let's go to the navigation arrow and increase the size as well. If you want to change the text, you can also do that. So the gallery title is on top of the widget. The add to cart button is here, so you can add like add to bag or something like that. You have the pre-order text or out of stock text. You also have these settings for quick view. The quick view is when you open the quick view button. So you can set it right here, and it will add the quick view option in your product widget. So right here we have the quick view option, and when you click on it, it will open a quick view of the product. You can see the details of the product, the options, as well as the option to add it to the cart. Okay, a very handy tool. Now, one thing I don't like here is the attachment of this product widget to the site. So to fix that, what I'm going to do is I will set a padding to this section. So let's go ahead and set the padding to the site. 50 pixel here, and 50 pixel here. This will help you keep the style consistency in your website. Okay, so it's a great practice. If you want to add some distance from the site, select the section and set some padding. All right, so you can set it to anything you want. You can also change the value right here in percentage, VH, VW, or scale. The next thing we're going to do is stack these two elements together, and this will help you keep your website responsive. So click on it, then hold shift and select this element as well. Once you select both elements, you will have the option to stack them together. And now these two elements are grouped together, and it will help you keep them together irrespective of the device. Another thing I'm going to do is add some space at the bottom of this section. So I'm going to select the entire stacked element, and I'm going to add 50 pixel at the bottom. So now I have some space and it will remain there. Okay. And finally, I'm going to set the responsive behavior of this section to fixed high. Okay, so now we have created the product section, the bestseller section of our website. Next up, I want to add some elements that will increase the trust of my consumers, the visitors, so that I can sell more. Okay, so for that, I'm going to add a small section like this. So go to the layout tools again, and right here you will find the repeaters. So go ahead and add them like this. The repeaters are the design tool which helps you create the same design over and over again. Okay, so for example, this slideshow here is an example of repeater. You can use the same design for each of your slide. Similarly, here you can use the same design for all these boxes, all these items. So all you have to do is design it in one item, and it will be reflected across all the items here. First, let's go to the settings and set the item to 4. So for each row, we will have 4 item maximum. And if you add more item, that will go to the next row. After that, add one more item, and now we have 4. Now you can start designing this item. So just go here and add a heading. Go to text. Let's add an H4 heading. Let's decrease the font size. Okay, and as you can see, we now have the same design, same text on all the items, and that's the beauty of the repeater. It saves you a lot of time. Let's design this text, align it in the middle, alignment of text in middle, and let's add an icon as well. So for the icon, you can use the decorative, then go to the icons and add an icon like this. Okay, so now we have the heading and we have the icons. And next up, let's stack these two elements together as well. When you stack the elements together, you will have settings for these as well. So go to the item spacing settings and set it to 10 pixel. And now you can change the icon and the heading right here. All right, so now we have some elements here that will increase the trust score of your website. You can further set the alignment like this. Let's add some animation to this repeater. So select the item, go to the animation, and in the entrance, let's add the float. All right, and now you can preview it in a new tab. Okay, so we have the repeater animation right here. We have the product collection right here. And we have the slideshow right here. Now let's add a section for the product collection, all the categories of our website. So for that, you can use the repeater, or you can use the container, or you can simply select the layout tools. So if you want, you can select all of these layouts like this one and design individual product category element. And if you want to use the same design, you can use the repeater just like you did for these options right here. So I'm going to add a section first, a simple section like this. On the top section, I'm going to add the heading. So for this one, I'm going to use the H2 heading. By the way, these heading have a significant role in the SEO. I'm going to show you it later on. So add our collection, and in this cell, I'm going to add the repeater. So let's go again and add a repeater. Go to layout tools, repeaters, and add it like this. Now let's add some elements in these items. So go here and let's add an image first. So do it like this and stretch it. Now I want to show you how to create animation and interaction in Wix Studio. So in this section, we will use some interactions. Let's add a text. Let's use H3. And let's use the collection names right here. All right, so now we have the text. Let's create some distance from the sides. So we have to add the margin. Let's add 10 pixels. Okay, and it will create some space from the left side. Now let's create an animation for this repeater. And what I'm going to do is um, go to the animation and effects, go to hover, and add an animation. Now listen very carefully. Right now we have the image selected right here, but we want to animate the text. Okay, so in order to do that, you have to go to the animated elements and select the element you want to animate. Okay, so you can either do that from here or you can choose it on the canvas like this. Now what will happen is that when you interact with this image, this text will animate. So you can either use any of these pre-made presets, or you can design your own custom animation. So I'm going to use the appear. Okay, and what will happen is that when I hover my mouse on this image, the title will appear, creating a beautiful animation. So let's change the image first. the background animation. Okay, so now we have changed the images, and let's look at the home page in a new tab. All right, so when you hover the mouse like this, you will see the text appear on the image. Right now, the design doesn't look so good. That's because we haven't set the responsive behavior. We're going to do that in a minute. So let's go back and set the height of this section as fixed. Let's also set the responsive behavior for this as wrap. And let's dog this element to the bottom and create a space of around 20 pixel. Let's look at this design again. Okay, so now we have a definite space for the entire section. If you want to create the perfect fit, you can also stretch it like this. And you can add a link to these text to your collection page. So go here, category page, and now you can select the category of your store. Let's also create a padding for this cell, just like we did for the previous section, so that we have consistent design. Unlink it and set it to 50 pixel. Do the same for the left side. So now we have some distance from the left and right side. Apart from these things, I also want to show you how to use the CMS in Wix Studio. So let's also talk about that. These are some of the most used practice, but CMS is another thing you should learn about if you want to create more advanced designs. So the CMS is what allows you to create multiple pages using the same design, same layout, and a collection. So right here, you will find the CMS, and you can go to your collection and create a collection. So let's create a collection using the AI, and let's call it products like this. I have created a detailed tutorial on how to use the CMS in Wix Studio. Um, you can use that as well. So now we have the CMS right here. And what it does is that it allows you to use this collection to create your own pages. So let's learn how to do that. In order to create the CMS pages, you can either go to the pages right here and click on add dynamic page, or you can simply go to your pages and choose the dynamic page right here. So I'm going to go to the CMS, your collection, and add dynamic page. Now you have two types of dynamic pages here, the list and the item. The list page allows you to create the list of all the items in your page. So let's create this. And as you can see, it has created the items right here. And you can see the name of the product, the description, as well as the button. Let's add an image as well. This is just to show you how to use the elements. All right, so how does the CMS works? All you have to do here is connect these elements to your collection. Let me show you how to do this. You can select this text here, go to your CMS collection, and right here you will find to which element you want to connect this. Okay, so the text here will be connected to the title. This text here is connected to the product details, and this button here will be connected to the product link. Okay, so you can connect the product link here. Let's also add a image in our collection. So go to your CMS collection, click on add field, and you can use any of these elements. So I'm going to select the image and choose fill type and click on save. Now you can add images right here. So just go ahead and add the images. Now go to your CMS items, click on the image source connects to image, the alternative text connects to the product name, the link can be connected to the page link or anything you want. Okay, so now you can see that we have all the images, the text based on the collection you have created. Now the next thing we're going to do is create individual page for all these elements as well. So go to your collection. Once again, click on add dynamic page, and this time click on item page. The item page is the individual page for all your elements, and just like the list page where we have connected the text and the images, you have to do the same thing here. The difference it makes is that now you can connect the list items to your individual pages as well. So I can go to this button, for example, go to my connections, and now I can choose the product item here. And now when I click on this button, it will take me to the individual page, the exclusive page of this item. Okay, so in this way, you can create reusable content, reusable page using the collection. It will save you a lot of time, and it also overcomes the limit of static page in Wix. So it's a great way to add, let's say, the projects, your team, your members, and so on. There are some pre-made presets as well. So let me show you one of them. Let's say you want to show your team, so you can add it to the website. And right here we have the name, email, job titles, and many more details. We have the titles and everything. Everything is connected here. So you can use the preset and see it yourself. If you want to learn more, I have created many different tutorials on how to use the CMS to create custom blog, custom products, and so on. Now let's talk about the responsive design in Wix Studio, how to make your website responsive. It's a big part of any website development project. First, let's talk about this section. We have three different settings here. We have the scale proportionally, which basically changes the scale of your section based on the device width. The next setting we have is the fixed height, and as the name suggests, it doesn't change the height of the section irrespective of the uh, device width. So as you can see, we have a fixed height for our section. And we have the fit to screen, which will fit the entire section to the screen. We don't want to use them right here. The next setting is the apply max width. And what it does is that confines the width of this section according to the website style, which I told you in the beginning. So now this section will not be greater than the 1600 pixel. So if I go to the preview of this website. Now the width of this slideshow is only 1600 pixel. It doesn't cover the entire website width, the viewport width of my monitor. So if you want to set the width, you can also use that. For the slideshow, this one, I'm going to use the scale proportionally. For this one, the section with the heading, I prefer using the fixed height because the sections can change the width for each devices, and I don't want to change the responsive behavior of my widgets. So I can set it to the fixed height, but I will also add some margin to my stack. And that's why I have used the margin of 50 pixels so that it never overlaps with the next section. It makes sure that your widgets are visible even if you have more products. For this particular widget, I'm going to use the fixed height for my section. And for the product widget, I'm going to use the relative width so that it can be responsive on the mobile devices. For this one, I'm going to use fixed height as well. And right here, I'm going to use fluid. All right. For the icons, I'm going to use fixed because I don't want this icon to become very small on the mobile and tablet. So I'm going to use the fixed here. And for the text, I'm going to use wrap. For the items here, I'm going to use fixed height. Okay, so these are the responsive behavior for desktop. Now let's go to the tablet. And if you set the responsive behavior on your desktop right, you will not have problems here. You can adjust your website on tablet. It will not affect your higher breakpoints. So I'm gonna increase the size. Let's increase it like this. I'm happy with the widget, but I want to change the distance of the navigation bar. So I'm gonna go to settings, design, navigation arrow. And decrease the distance like this. For this one, let's decrease the font of the text. So I'm going to set it to 16 or 18 maybe. Let's also increase the height a bit. And the collection is good. So I'm going to use it as it is, but I will increase the width of the text. All right, let's go to the mobile now and set the responsive behavior here. First, let's increase the height. Let's increase the width of this text and align it in the middle. I'm happy with the collection. And for this one, this is very important. In the mobile, when you use the cards, instead you can use the list. It will not affect your desktop, um, but you can use the list here, then increase the width like this, and set the alignment of the entire stack. Let's also increase the size of these icons and some distance between them. Similarly, we are going to use the list right here. All right, so we have the collection. Let's add a margin on top to create some distance like this. Let's also decrease the padding of this cell. Let's set it to 20 pixel instead. And now we have the responsive design for the mobile as well. Another thing you can do is you can use this responsive AI and it will create a responsive design for your section. You can also use this on your desktop and it will create the responsive design across all your breakpoints. I like to use it on mobile most of the time. So we have the design right here. If you are happy with it, keep it and you can further modify it. If you are not happy with it, you can discard it. Okay, and it will revert back to your design. The next thing we're going to design in Wix Studio is the lightbox. Lightboxes are a great way to showcase your messages, your offers, get more sales, get more emails, and so on. So to add the lightbox, you have to go to Add Elements, Layout Tools, and Lightboxes. Right here, you will find some amazing designs for your lightbox. So add any of them and you can simply edit it just like the page. So I'm gonna just set the background and I can add my offer right here. Once you are done with that, select this lightbox and go to set triggers. Right here you can decide how you want to showcase your lightbox to your website on your website. So the first option is to add some delay between the pop-up shows up. So you can set a timer here. For example, in this case, we will have 8-second time gap between the loading of the website and the pop-up. You can also set the pages on which you want to showcase this lightbox. And finally, you have the option to set a manual trigger. So I'm going to set it to no. Okay. And then go back to my website. So once you are done with the design, click on done. Go to your website and let's add a simple button like this. And now you can link it to your lightbox. Okay, so every time someone clicks on this button, they will see the lightbox. All right. And if you want to edit the lightbox again, you will find that in the pages. And if you are using manual setting, you can connect it to any link you want. So it's a great tool to showcase your messages and anything you want. After that, let's talk about the header of our website. In Wix Studio, you can add multiple headers as well as multiple menu, and the same goes for the footer as well. So let's talk about how to create a custom header in Wix Studio. Let's delete the header first, this one, and let's delete the footer as well. Now, in order to create the header, let's create an header from scratch. So to create the header, you have to add it on top of the website. Okay, so go here, add a section, add it on top of the website. Now let's design a header. I'm gonna set it like this. Let's divide this section first. So I'm gonna go and divide this like this. On top here, I can showcase my offers, my text, or anything I want. So just go here and add a heading like this. Now you can add your Facebook links, your social bars, or your offer, your the numbers or anything you want. Okay, the email address. This is the bar for showcasing those kind of things. Right here, we can showcase our logo. So go to decorative elements and let's add a basic shape. Let's say this one is our logo. Okay, so let's consider this is our logo. And let's also add a text. So let's copy this and paste it like this. So this will be the name of your brand. Once you are done with that, stack these two elements together and create a docking and add some margin like this. Okay. Now let's add a menu as well. So go to the menu and searches, and you have different types of menus here. So I'm gonna go and create a horizontal menu and add it like this. All right, so this is our menu. We will talk about the menu in more detail after we are done with the header. So let's say this is our header. We are complete with the design. Let's say this is the header design we want. Now, once you are done with that, this is not the header right now, okay? This is a simple section. In order to convert this into a header, you have to first select the entire section, right click, go to set as global, and click on header, okay? And only then this will be converted into header. And you can find this header in your global section, right? So this is the global section and this is your header. And as I said before, you can have multiple header in Wix Studio. So let's say I want to add a different header on another page. You can also do that. You can use this header, okay? So you can have multiple headers as well as multiple footers in Wix Studio. And there are some pre-made header and footer as well in the section, so you can use them as well. So let's go ahead and add a footer. And right now, as I said, this is just a simple section. In order to use this as a footer, you have to first drag it at the very bottom of the page and then right click, set as global and footer. Now this is the footer of the website. And if you want to add it on more pages, you can go here, add to, and you will have the option to select other pages as well. Now you can decide on which pages you want to show this header, and you can do the same for other headers as well. So click on add to, and you will have the option right here. You also have the option to add to page, which will add this footer on this page. So simply click on add to page, and now you will have two footer on your website. Personally, I recommend that you only use one footer. That's the standard practice. And the final setting here is to set it to default. When you set a footer and header as default, that will be added on every new page you add. Okay, so if you add a new page, only the default header will be added. So go here, set as default. And if I add a new page now, the default header will show up. All right, so as you can see, we have the default header as well as the default footer. So this is how you can create the header and footer. Now let's talk about the menu in Wix Studio. Just like the header, you can create multiple menu in Wix Studio. You have to go to manage menu, and here you will get the option to add new menu. And now you can optimize and customize this new menu as well. So just add some main pages like this, and now you have the menu pages right here, okay? And you can change the menu as well. So you can use any of these menus in your website. In menu, you can add different types of pages. You have the main pages, the static pages, then we have the dynamic and app pages. So all your store pages, your blog pages, or any other app related pages or CMS related pages will be here. So if you go to dynamic pages, you will see all your app collections as well as the custom collections. So if you want to add the store pages like shop, you will have to go to the dynamic pages. Then we have simple links. If you want to add an external link, you can use this. You can also create a sub menu. So this is not a active page. This is just a sub menu. So you can um, add any page as the sub item of this menu. Okay, so this is your main link, and then these will be the category links. Okay, so let's say you have the shop page, and then you want to show different categories in the menu. You can use the sub menu title as shop, then these ones as category. And if you want to add more, you can simply do it like this. So these two pages, which are slightly on the right side, are the sub items of this menu. And if you want to remove it again, simply click on move out of submenu title. Now this is again the main link on your menu. And finally, we have the mega menu, which is another great feature of Wix Studio. The mega menu allows you to edit your menu just like the lightbox, which we have seen about a minute ago. So you can click on edit and it will open a custom option, a container here. And you can add anything you want in this container. So you can add your titles, you can add buttons, you can add layout tools like the Flexbox and add it as a slider and so on. So you can add the columns here, add your links or anything you want. Okay, so Mega Menu will allow you to further customize your menu and help you get more content in your menu and increase the internal link as well. Um, and finally, you can customize the items and everything about your menu in your section. Now let's talk about the inspector. We should have done it in the beginning, but I wanted to show this in a real-time situation. So on top, we have the size option and you have the advanced sizing as well. So you can decide the width, minimum width and maximum width here, as well as the height. You also have the simple size option with the responsive behavior. So depending on the situation, you can use either of them. In the advanced setting, you will also find the further values like the viewport height and viewport width. The viewport height allows you to set the height in terms of the device height and the device width. Okay. We have the calculation and we have the pixel as always. Okay. So for the advanced section, the VH and VW are most popular, but in most cases, you can work with these options and the responsive behavior as well. Right here, we have the design elements. So everything from colors to border, shadow, and other option, you will find everything here. So first of all, we have the menu container. So you can set the color of the container like this. Okay. And you can then increase the opacity. And now we have the background color. We also have the menu items. So you can set the color, for example, of the menu item. So let's say I want to set it to white and 100. Now we have the white color for the menu items. In the menu item, you have three more options. We have the regular and we have the hover. So let's say I want to set the hover color to like this, and I want to set the text color to white. Right? So you have these two options and the current page, which I will again set like this, and text color like this or like this. So you can set different options for your menu items. Then we have the drop down container, which is for your sub menu. So you can set the color and different features for your drop down menu as well. And finally, we have the drop down items. Okay, so you can set the colors, styles, borders, corners, and everything you want for that. So in this way, you can customize your menu, add mega menu, add links and sub menu links and so on. So Wix Studio has a lot of cool features when it comes to the menu, and it will help you create a robust internal linking of your website. Now let's talk about how to create anchor links in Wix Studio. So to create the anchor links, you can go to any section and its options. And at the very bottom, you will find the anchor option. So add an anchor and you can give it any name you want. You can find this setting for most of the element in your page. So for this text, for example, we have the anchor option right here. Okay. So you can do this for every section you have. Now let's add a button, a random button in our website. And what you can do is that now you can link this to any of the anchors in your page. Okay, so you can add this, for example, home page, and then select section 3. Now, whenever you click on this button, it will take you to the section 3. All right. So in this way, you can make your website accessible to all the people, and you can showcase important aspect of your page using the anchor menu. So it's a great way to showcase important section of your page. I have created a separate video on this topic about how to create an anchor menu, a custom anchor menu using some animation. So make sure you watch that as well. So these are some of the basic design of the Wix Studio. Now let's talk about the SEO in the Wix Studio. The first aspect of the SEO in Wix Studio is about the heading. So in every page, you should have one H1 heading. If you go to the text right here, you will find the HTML tag. Okay. So for each page, you will need one H1 heading, and this will be the main heading of the page. By default, this should be the main heading. Okay. But I don't want to do that because we have the slideshow here. So if I set this to H1, every text out there will be set to H1 as well. So if I, for example, set its HTML tag to H1, and if I go to my item here, you will see that the HTML tag of this text is also changed to H1. We don't want three headings on our web page. We only want one. Okay, so for each page, you will need one H1 heading. The secondary headings are assigned as H2. So for this case, I'm gonna assign as H2, and the name of these collection, the products, will be H3. Okay. Now in this case, for example, this heading will be H2 because it's an important heading of the page. But these headings, which are, the, you can say, the submenu, the subheadings of this heading, they will be assigned H3. So it creates a hierarchy of your website. You should make one H1 heading, which is the main title. Then the important heading, like the category text here, will be H2. And then these headings, which are the categories, actual categories, will be H3. So search engine will understand that, yes, these categories are actually related to this collection. And this collection is actually related to the heading of the page. Okay, so this creates the hierarchy of our website. The next thing you should do is go to the settings of the images, and for each image you should write what the image is about. Okay, so for this image, I'm going to write a fashion model wearing a black colored dress. What happens is that when visually impaired people visit the website, they actually use screen readers, and instead of images, the reader will read the alternative text. Furthermore, in some cases, if the website is not loading the images, let's say some people actually hide the images for the websites to save some bandwidth, or someone has technical issues or low bandwidth, in that case, instead of images, the alternative text will show up. Okay, so it's a important aspect of SEO as well. Also, you should care about the performance of your website, which is an active SEO factor. So what I recommend is that you use light element on top of the page, like heading, buttons, and so on, and the heavy elements like the widgets on second or third or fourth section. Okay, so use heavy elements on the latter section of the page so that they have the option, the time to load, and use light element on top of the page. To add the SEO setting of your web page, you can go to the options here and go to SEO basics. And right here, you will find the SEO settings of your website. So on this title here, you should add the main heading of your page, and it should be under 60 characters. Then we have the description, which should be around 160 characters. In the advanced SEO, make sure that you have the no index unchecked. Okay. If you enable it, Google and other search engines won't be able to crawl your web page. So make sure it's not checked. But yeah, these are some of the basic settings of SEO and Wix Studio. So yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you learned something. Thanks for watching.